Good evening all, the results are in. How did I do? Well, just outside zone 1, look. But zone 2, that's like saying, how old are you? I'm nearly 12. Well, 11 then. So yeah, I was zone 2, just outside zone 1. Just looking at the winner's coordinates, he was one coordinate out on the X, so nobody had it exact. The winner was 2248, and the winning cross was 2249, and the Y was 1310. But yeah, now if you remember, our average was a lot higher than this because, oh, there we go. Well, let me just skip back to Saturday's video. So there's Saturday's update video. Mine was this one here down at the bottom in the middle there. And I accepted the fact that that was probably too low, and our average was right in the centre of that white cross there. And I thought, yeah, I can't see it. I don't think that many of them will go that high. So I said I was going to go halfway between where I was and where our average was as a compromise. And I was going to go near this cross by here because I thought that was pretty good. So I did. I did go up right very close to that cross, but obviously I wasn't far enough to the right. So let's go back to the winning picture. So I was height-wise, I was okay. So I was right in what I said about not going up here where the average, our average was, but not staying down here where I originally was. But obviously I should have gone, a lot further to the right. How many to the right? Let me have a look. I was 2187. The winner was 2249. So that's 13 and 49 is. I was 63 pixels out to the left, and about 14 out, I think, vertical, something like that. But there we are. I haven't looked at the judges' video yet, so let's do that now. Oh, good lord! Right, here's the judging. Okay, I had to look for it because, as you know, I'm colourblind, and the colours don't stand out for me like they stand out for a lot of other people. I can see them eventually if I look close enough, but I have to really look for it. And there's one right there. What is that doing over there? Good lord! And that's clearly going to come out. That's the insane one. Let me have a look at the judges and see what I think it is. Yeah, I think it'll probably be one of them too. I'm not going to name names. But yeah, that's going to bring that further over to the right. Oh, actually, I wonder if that had stayed there, would it be a damn sight closer to it? It would drop down a touch and it'll go further to the right. I think I was a little tiny bit lower, can't remember now. But yeah, it'd have been zone 1. If they'd left that in, it'd have been zone 1. But, well, I don't know if they've taken it out yet, so they're going to take that out. And the other 7 here, quite an even spread there. It's like one big cluster. None of them are that close to each other. But we can see what's happened here is that more of them have gone sort of lower, whereas our average on Saturday, a lot of us had gone, I say us, a lot of you had gone higher, and only a couple of us had gone lower. This was the other way round. It was more had gone lower, and only sort of 1 or 2 had gone a bit higher. But I don't think any of these judges went as high as where our main sort of cluster was on Saturday. So yeah, I did the right thing as far as the height was concerned, going between where I was and between the average. But obviously it should have come further right. Yeah. Or they should have left that one in. Right, let's go to the end and see if they actually did take it out. They must have, surely. Yeah, of course they did. And I was exactly right on whose they removed. It was one of the 2 people that I thought it would be. Okay, so yeah, that's a good sort of clustery, spready sort of thing there, isn't it? Anyway, can't be helped. I got half my money back. Let's have a look at this week's picture. Well, there's 2 crosses there because that cross to the right and further up was the first one I did. And then I thought, Actually, I think it's closer to his head because his head and his neck is forward, so he's just looks like he's just nutted it, and his arms are sort of back a bit, like as if he's used his arms to thrust himself because he looks like he's in the air. So I think he's just jumped to head it. These guys, the fella on the right looks as though he's in an action pose, and yet he seems too far away for it to have affected him, so maybe he's just running. Or he's just been dropped in there, photoshopped in. I'm going to draw some lines because the line actually goes up through, the two of them are on the same line, more or less. It was just that the first one was further away, and the other one I drew later, which I thought was closer. Hang on, I'll put that one through there actually, and that one through there. So out of the two, I think I'm preferring the one that's nearer to him. He is looking quite steep if you look at his eyes. He's and the angle of his head. So I think he's not trying to bring it down. He's trying nutting it back up in the air somewhere. And this fella looks as though he's looking about. So it could be either of them, or it could be somewhere in the middle. But at the moment, I'm preferring this one that's actually closer to him, because he's still in the air, and his head and his neck and his face is all tensed up. He must have only just headed it. But I'm reluctant to go any closer. So I'm going to take out the furthest one away, that one there. And yeah, I'm going to stick with that one there, I think, because that looks okay to me so far. Obviously, I might change it. If you remember, we just talked about it. I Saturday's video, I looked at the average and I looked at where I was, and I thought, well, okay, chances are the judges will go a lot higher than I've gone, and the average was a lot higher than where I was, but I'd gone somewhere, I went about halfway between the average, and a couple of you said, well, use your gut. I always do. It's a guide. The average is a guide. It can vary a lot depending on, whether the bulk of the judges go higher or lower or left or right or whatever, but it's always useful as a guide. But yeah, I was happy with that this week. I mean, as you know, I hardly spend any money. I only ever buy about one ticket, or usually I can have the one free ticket. So I don't get too concerned then when I lose. The days are gone when I used to buy 10 tickets and then get really upset when all 10 of them were in zone 3. Now I just don't care when I'm in zone 2 or 3. I just find it amusing. Okay, right, what was I going to say? Right, that's that. What was that? 12811192. I'll put that as the first cross. Let me know how you got on, because I know I was close to one of the other players. I said that in Saturday's video I was going to go close to the other one. So whether that person moved theirs as well, closer to the winning cross, who knows? Let's have a look at Revcomps. What have I got for Thursday's draw? Well, actually, I've only got this BMW M Sport. That's the only one I've got. I was planning on winning that Puma ST last night. I was convinced, in fact. I was convinced I was going to. I was even telling people that I was going to win it. It was in the bag, and I'd show them when I got to work next week. But I didn't win it. I was very surprised. Shocked even. Shocked, you might say. But yeah, nothing else appealed to me, really, between sort of prices, odds. I liked this one because it was a reasonably, cheaper car to run. It was only 5,000 tickets, and it was only, well, it was less than that. It was 10% off at the time. That's all I've gone for. I didn't bother with the Aston or the RS6 or any of the others. Then they added some more last night for next Monday. Bit of a different story here. There's no cars there that I would like to sort of win and keep. So in which case, I just got one on the Range Rover, because it's £70,000 cash alternative, and I got one on this Volkswagen Buzz, because it's £40,000 cash alternative. They don't usually do two in the same draw for the cash alternative, but this week they have. Didn't bother with BM. That was that's at the moment is £27 a ticket. Got no use for one of these Raptors. SQ7, 429 brake horsepower, 7-seater, too big for me. I don't need that. Camper van, well, motorhome, 11 quid a ticket, didn't want to stretch to that, and I got nowhere to put it. This little caddy down here, quite cheap, £3.67 a ticket, 10,000 tickets. These are really popular. I see loads of these around where I live. Mind you, we're in a seaside resort, but a lot of them are sort of kitted out as sort of day vans or camper vans or whatever. Auto draws. I have got one on this Kia Sportage. And the auto draw for this, it ends at 10 o'clock tonight. And they've only sold 27% so far. Although that will shoot up, because they always ruin it by sending out an email about 7:30, 8 o'clock saying, grab your last tickets on this, getting drawn tonight, and then people buy a load of tickets. Bastards. Didn't bother with this. I looked up the Note 60 and the power on this, and it was, well, ridiculous. Too slow. I did have one on this. Charan. Strangely enough, this thing's got 180 brake horsepower and a tow bar. And I thought, oh, do you know what? That'd be great for towing a caravan. And it was $277 a ticket. Didn't bother with the Mazda. But today, I think today or yesterday, they added these last two here. This Porsche is cash alternative, 28,000. I thought, yeah, go on. It's only £2 in there, I'll have it on there. And the Vauxhall Corsa SRI. It's only a 1.2. But I thought, yeah, all right, that'd be cheap to run. £2 a ticket, why not? It's not a very pretty car, but still, £2 a ticket, isn't it? What's not to like? So there we are, that's it for me. Let me know you got on, and leave a coordinate for me for Saturday then, so we can do another average, because that average, even though I went with my gut, that average helped me, because I went halfway between me and the average. I thought I didn't like the average. I didn't think it was very good what it was. But because it gave me the idea that the judges might go a lot higher, I then decided to move mine a lot further up, and it paid off to a point. Anyway, that's it from me. Enjoy the rest of your week, guys, and good luck.